Hey, let's look here at what we have on special products. We are going to be multiplying the cube of a binomial. And if you have a cube of a binomial, there's a pattern that you can follow here. For example, if you had a plus b inside parentheses and you are going to cube everything inside that parentheses, you can imagine this is going to be the pattern. And how can you memorize this? Well, first off, let's look. They all kind of basically have a and b in every single one of them. This first term, if you think of it as a cubed and b to the 0 power, and then out here on the last one, if you think of it as a to the 0 power and b cubed, that still works. They're still the exact same thing, because what is b to the 0 power? It's 1. And you notice how that is the same exact thing now? So if we look here, look at the powers of a. Power of a is 3, 2, 3, 2. Sorry, I had that in the wrong place. Power of a is 1, and power of a is 0. So the powers of a, the exponents for a, go down by an exponent. And then the exponents for b, 0, 1, 2, 3. You notice how those go up? So if you can kind of remember that part of it, then you're good to go. And you notice the middle two terms, have a coefficient of 3 with them. So if you can get that memorized, that helps you out in solving or in multiplying these binomials that are cubes when you try to cube a binomial. So let's move on to this first example here. Let's move on to the first example and let's look at it. Here's essentially what you are doing. Watch this part. You don't have to write this down. Okay, so we've cubed a binomial. We're multiplying it by itself 3 times. So the first step in doing this is to multiply the first 2 binomials together. And when you do that, you're going to get x squared plus 4x plus 4. And then drop this binomial down to get x plus 2. And now in order to finish this, you take everything in the left parentheses, multiply it by everything in the right parentheses. X squared times x is x cubed, and x squared times 2 is 2x squared. On the next one, multiply everything again. 4x times x is 4x squared, and 4x times 2 is 8x. And then the last term, 4. 4 times x and 4 times 2. Alrighty, so this is where we're at. Combine like terms, x cubed. Those two, 2x squared and 4x squared make 6x squared. 8x and 4x make 12x. And 8 is out here by itself. Okay. That would be the way to do it if you didn't have the pattern memorized. You notice that kind of took a few moments there. Well, you have the pattern memorized. It should take you a few seconds, actually. And let's look. In the pattern, let's go up here and look in the pattern. A is going to be x, and B is going to be 2. We notice they both have plus signs, and that's important because when you have a plus sign, every sign in the pattern is going to be plus. We're going to get to one where it's different. Some of the signs change. But in this case, they're all plus. And so wherever I see A, I'm going to put an X. Wherever I see B, I'm putting a 2. And so therefore I've just substituted in. And then the next step is to simplify a little bit. 3 times 2 is 6. this right here is going to be 4, and then 3 times 4 is 12, and 2 cubed is 8. And you notice how they match up? I believe using the pattern saved us a little bit of time. And in this case, time is something that you can never get back, so it's nice to save yourself some time. All right, let's move on. Here is what happens. Here's the pattern if there's a subtraction sign inside the parentheses. And you notice the only difference is the second term and the fourth term will have minus signs with them. You still have a positive first term and a positive third term. Everything else is the same. The exponents for a cubed, a squared, a to the first, a to the 0. The exponents for b to the 0, b to the first, b to the second, b to the third, and then the middle two terms get a 3 coefficient. So the one with what's going on there? The one with a minus sign inside the parentheses just changes some signs there in your pattern. So let's look at an example here. We have a minus sign here. In this case, a is equal to, it's both of them, 2x. And then b is equal to 3. So wherever I see a, I'm going to put 2x. Now, pay attention to this part right here. You cannot write it like this because a is 2x, so it's supposed to go in parentheses. And this will eventually give us 8x cubed, which is a lot different than 2x. So every time you see the a, you want to put 2x in parentheses. Anytime you see b, you want to put a 3. And I think we have everything substituted. Okay, now let's just go ahead and do some simplifying here. Right here, different color here. Right here, this is going to become 4x squared. So 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 times 3 is 36. X squared. You notice I brought the minus sign down. This right here is going to be 9. 3 times 2 is 6, times 9 is 54. That would be a positive 54x. And 3 cubed is 27. And so when you have 2x minus 3 in parentheses and you're cubing it, this should be your expression when you multiply those binomials. I have 2 examples here that I'd like you to try on your own. Try those on your own and check your solution with mine when you're finished. Let me get this out of the way so you can see that it has an exponent of 3. Alright, over here on the left, well, it is a minus, so we know that we have to cube a. This is going to be a minus 3 square a multiplied by b. Just letting you know, a is x and b is 2. It's not negative 2 here because we deal with the negative sign when we put that a minus. Okay, so then this is going to be a plus x and 2 squared, and then minus 2 cubed. Simplify. You're going to get x cubed. 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times 4 is 12. And 2 cubed is 8. There's the expression after you multiply those polynomials. And here, A is going to be 5m and B is n. So let's cube A. It's a plus, so every one of these is going to be plus. So we say 3 times 5m squared times n plus 3 times 5m n squared, and then plus n cubed. Oh, running out of room over there. Maybe I can bring it over for you. There we go. Just don't get them mixed up. All right. Checking over the exponents just to make sure I have them written down properly. Signs are right, and let's go ahead and simplify. 5 cubed is 125. Let's see, we have 5 squared, which is 25, multiplied by 3, which will give us 75. And n is squared in this case, not 5, so then we're left with 15. 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. M n squared. And there we go. That's what we should have when we multiply the sum of 5m and n, and we cube it. All right. Well, that's all we have on this part of the lesson, on this part of the multiplying special products. We will catch you guys next time.